This young man called me. I was on stage 6 years ago, going in front of 25,000 people at the home office. He called me, sought my number out to get a hold of me to get started in the business because he heard, know me from our previous business. I said, I'll call you back. I got to go on stage. I called him back when I got off stage. He said, I want you to sponsor me. I know your credibility. I know what you're about. I know who you are. I said, yes, sir. Guy started a business. He's a regional director. His wife's a regional director. His business partner's a regional director. And I'm going to tell you something. He's blown up a group out there in South Carolina called the Crew Organization, CREW. And I go out to South Carolina, him, I will go from sun up to sundown. See, that's why he's such a great leader. He was a senior vice SVP in our previous company. He'll be that in this company as well, because he understands the work ethic. He understands, oh my God, he'll go from sun up, Jen Olson, to sundown. Some of y'all would take a break and eat, and get sleepy. We would go and we'd ride off rims off the car. I stayed in the hotel. He goes, man, we never at the hotel, Mr. Thomas. We get there at 6 in the morning. Sir, we're out the door. We don't get back till like 11 or 12 at night. He said, stay in my house, sleep on the couch. I said, fine, I'll do it. Because why pay for a hotel? I'm never there. I'm out working. What are you up doing? Eating? You got a residual like them people? Without further ado, from all the way from South Carolina, Summersville, South Carolina, the one and only regional director, soon be regional vice president, the one and only Mr. Curtis Evans.
Hey, everybody. Well, I want to put your read back up. That was some information. That was powerful. Did you guys get what he just said? Now, I'm going to start with something very, very simple. We're going to end with something very, very simple. I had to figure out what I was going to talk about for the next 3 weeks, and I think I got it down pat. One of the things that we have in our company is we are a customer acquisition company. Okay, and when you see the business presentation, they can't do what Jabri just did. Well, I mean, what he just did a minute ago, they can't do that because, well, there are so many people out there that think they'll pay $200 and you're supposed to send them $5,500 a month. There are people that think that's all you got to do is that, and so the company has attorneys, and those attorneys are making sure that nobody has any crazy ideas. Nobody can come and get at us for this, that, and the other thing. But the thing I love about this business is those people, including a 96-year-old woman, they're able to do things that they couldn't do before. I mean, they didn't have the capability to make that money working at wherever they worked at. Now, I'm going to be a little hard about jobs. And that's not to say people don't need a job. In fact, I want everybody to have a job so they can pay their bills every month, okay? So that everybody here can get paid. So if you work a job or somebody works a job, there's nothing wrong with that, But I want you to think for a minute, if you're 18 years old, and now when you're 18 years old and now you're 38, for 20 years, somebody's been making residual money off of you. Somebody has been making residual money off you for 25. If you're 50 years old, somebody's been making residual money off of you. You've been paying these bills every month, and somebody's been making residual income. The only thing about ACN, they allowed you to make residual income. And residual income is a crazy kind of income. It's a crazy income. Don't think of it as regular income. Income is when you work 40 hours. You did whatever for 40 hours. Let's say you work for 40 hours, you work for $20 an hour. At the end of the week, they're gonna pop a check to you for $800. Okay? Now, you won't get that no more unless you work another 40 hours. Okay? And then you won't get that no more unless you work another 40 hours. And if they give you overtime, you're gonna stop doing a lot of stuff to go get overtime so you can make some more. But it's paid how many times? One time. And I don't know if we know what residual income is, unless you experience it. A few people have experienced it. Al's has experienced it. And I'll tell you someone else that's experienced it. Anybody that turns 62. The federal government will send you an $800, $600, $1,000 residual check. And that residual check's because you work for 40 years. That's the residual check. Some people are fighting hard to get a disability check of $600 or $700 a month. And they get that every month, but they can't make any more money. The law says they can only make $11,000 a year. That's residual income. Now, I want you to take a look at residual income, because maybe everybody on this call doesn't understand what residual income. Maybe the reason we won't do what we have to do is because since we were little, 2, 3, 4 years old, we've been trained to go and get a what? Job. And we heard job at first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, sixth grade, all the way through high school, all the way through college. Go get you a good job. And so if you've heard something over and over and over all your life, son, you got to learn to go to work. You got to be there on time. Son, you have to do what, daughter, you have to do what they say, do whatever they say. Son, daughter, congratulations, you got a promotion. Congratulations again, you got another promotion. Yes, you're working more. And son, congratulations, you have a what? A salary job where they pay you the same thing. You don't have to work. If you don't come in today, you still get your money. We have been trained all our life on JOB. JOB has been drilled into us. It's been drilled into us. So now Mr. Thomas comes by, Mr. Jabri Clemens come by, Mr. Sam Foster come by, Mr. Julian Lewis come by, Mr. Marvin Carter come by, and they say something like, let's work for some residual income. And you're like, okay, you get it, you got the program, you're on it. But every day you go back to a job, and guess what the job did next week? The job paid you a check next week, and maybe the residual company didn't pay you a check next week. And so you have to learn to fight for residual income. Now, let's talk about this a minute. Let's talk about what Jabri just said. These folks have been in the business a few years. We are a customer acquisition company, and they acquired what? Customers. Years ago, when I first got started, I looked all this up, checked everything out real well, then called Mr. Thomas, my partner Reggie and I. When we looked at this business, we liked it because the company was old. We liked it because the company has been paying residual checks for 25 or 30 years, okay? So we have to learn to fall in love with residual income. Now, he showed the $5,500. To get the $5,500, whatever that number was, does she have to work 40 hours one week, the next week, the next week, the next week, the next week? No. There'll be people that will tell you, I make more than that. There'll be some, I can't say that on television. Okay? There'll be some dumb folks that will tell you, oh, I make more than 6,500. I make 7,000 a month. I make 8,000 a month, 9,000 a month. But it's different with residual income. What is residual income? Residual income means the next week, the next month, another check is going to come for what? $5,500. Guess what happens the next month? Another check is going to come for, as long as those customers are on the network, as long as those customers are with ACN, you're going to get paid a percentage of that income. So we got to first have it drilled into our brains what residual income is. And remember, we're going to acquiesce to what? What are we going to acquiesce to? What are you going to fall back on? What are you going to fall back on? Job. You know what, even though you know what you know, you're going to fall back on job because that's what's been drilled into your heads until you really, truly, truly understand residual income. Does that make any sense? Okay. So what we need to do is understand the nature of getting residual income. Since we never earned it before, naturally, we don't understand the nature. The company says, we want you to go out and get a few customers, a handful of customers, okay? A handful of customers, maybe 2 handfuls, maybe 3 handfuls, and depending on if you want a 5,500, maybe more than a couple of handfuls, okay? Go with those customers and put them into the system, okay? And I'm gonna tell you a little trick. You gotta not care what people think. Somehow our self-esteem, I can't put the self-esteem is really important because it keeps you from killing you. If something goes wrong really bad in your life, your self-esteem will keep you from jumping off a bridge or jumping off of, it'll just you'll stay around because you're valuable. That's good. But sometimes we might think a little bit too much of ourselves. In other words, we're too worried about what your uncle's going to think about what you're doing, or your brother, or your nephew, or your husband, or your wife, or whatever. And so we're so concerned about that, we won't go after the residual income. So I had a part here that I was going to explain this morning, but Jarif just knocked me off. He kind of got me twisted all up now. Okay, somebody has been in the business a few short years, 3 people, not one, and was able to acquire customers. So we want to work and get our promotions, but we're really fighting for residual income. So if they can get 200 customer points and earn 20%, so can we. We have less than half. So according to Greg Provenzano, one of the co-founders, we have less than 1/2 of 1% of the market. Our company, as long as it's been around, has less than 1/2 of 1% of the market. Now we're in a lot of different markets. If someone talks to you about multiple streams of income, we have you sign up for $225, you have multiple streams of income. You have cell phones, that's one stream, internet, another stream, health share, another stream, identity theft, another stream, security services, another stream. We have multiple streams of income built within our company. So if something happens and all of a sudden people don't need internet no more, we have 7, 8, 9, 10 other products, okay? So be kind of thankful that you didn't start off like 20, 30 years ago, 20 or 30 years ago, because they were fighting it out on long distance, and long distance ain't around no more. It's not here no more. When it died, it died. I mean, a lot of folks don't know what long distance is. Like a lot of children today won't know what an electric car is. They don't want to know, why were y'all, mom, grandfather, mom or daddy, why were y'all putting gas in the cars? We don't understand. Why would you do that? Because you guys had to dig in the ground, get oil out of the ground, put it on the ship and ship it over here, or put it in a pipe and pipe it somewhere, boil it, and then get the gas, put it in another truck, and drive it to a gas station, then put it back in the ground. And then you had to pump it out the ground and put it in a car. And then you heat it up the atmosphere. You see? So sometimes if you only know gasoline cars, if you only know gasoline cars, then you're going to be going against the grain when someone's talking about electric cars or whatever. So if you're going to be Mr. Elon Musk, richest guy in the world, and I read the other day, the richest guy that ever lived, okay? Now, this is unusual for someone to be rich, but the richest guy that ever lived, and you come up with an idea. Your idea is to create electric cars. We got electric motors in dishwashers, washing machines, air conditioning systems. He says, well, why can't we do that? I will show you a little stat I heard the other day. A gasoline car has about 3,000, a little less than 3,000 lubricated parts. It means it needs oil to lubricate the parts. 3,000, a little less than 3,000 lubricated parts. An electric car has 224, 225 lubricated parts. In other words, a lot of those cars are going to be able to go over 1 million miles with very, very little maintenance. So if you're from the old school, you're going to be stuck because you can't see anything but gasoline. You're a gasoline guy, right? And you're a gasoline girl. When something new is coming along, can you imagine how many people told him that electric car is just a stupid idea, don't do it? And he stayed with it, stayed with it, stayed with it. And over a course of 10 years, maybe a little longer, 12 years, he was able to take a company that has stock selling for $4 a share to a company that has stock selling for $1,200 a share. And he took it from zero to nothing. Don't you have to have a hard head to do that? And so what I'm asking you to do is have a hard head about a job. I want you to have the same hard head that maybe we don't need a job to survive. Maybe there's a better way. Maybe we're already in the company and we don't quite believe it. Maybe we don't quite believe it, because if you don't quite believe it, you're going to be hesitant to mention it to me. Now, Sam Foster brought me up about 2 weeks ago, and he was right. This security guard, and Sam did a good job. In fact, I like Sam's version of the story better than mine. He had a he had a better story. I mean, it was really everything he said was true. But this security guard stayed on me about coming to take a look at the business. He stayed on me. And I mean, he didn't let go. And 6, 8 months later, I finally went to see the business. I still didn't understand it when I first saw it, because they kept talking about what? Residual income. I did not understand what residual income is about. I contend that if you don't quite understand what residual income is all about, if you don't really get it, then you probably won't talk to many people. Think about it. The bonus money that we have up front, Then when someone's qualified, we get X amount of dollars when somebody's qualified. That's to pay you early in the business. And then down the road, it's going to flip-flop on you. It'll flip-flop, and you won't care about the bonus money quite as much as you care about the what? The big, juicy residual check that comes on the 15th. You'll want your people in your group to get paid their bonus money, and you want the volume because you want to get paid on the volume. That's residual income. So we have to go through the bonus part to get to the residual. You can't get to the residual. Well, you can. Just 3 people just showed us we can't get to residual, and we can just go out there and gather a lot of customers, okay? And so we need to get to what the company says we are, a customer acquisition company. Now, did they have all the people that they put in the system, did all of them say yes, they wanted the service? No. And so they had thick skin. Those folks had thick skin. In other words, when Auntie said, son, you just need to get a job. When your whole family is telling you, you just need to get a job, or you need to get another job, or you need to get another degree, or you need to get another degree. You need 2 more degrees and 3 more jobs. And they're proud of you because you are able to buy something you can't afford. One of the reasons they said that the new generation that we're in now, that they call the resignation group, is that people now are less interested in things and more interested in experiences. They're willing to go out and do something for experiences than they are for a house or a car or something. And so, do you know what residual does for you when you can take a vacation and not worry about it? Because next month, another big residual check is coming. So you can go and you can buy or change or swim in this ocean or swim in that ocean or walk that stream or do these things that you want to do because of residual income. So next week, we're going to talk about that. And I got a video that I want to show you. And I don't know if I have the time. I don't have the time. Well, it's 8 minutes. No, we won't do it today. It's 8 minutes, okay? And the video is one that's out there. In fact, it's in your back office. And the video I was going to show you today is Mr. Koopa's doing a business presentation, newest business presentation. I want to show him doing that. But now that we're on the theme of residual income, now that we're on the theme of that, we just need to understand that there are people out there that will be your customer if you ask, and if you ask the right way. Favor, help, try, okay? If you help, favor, try to get those customers in, and then once you're good at a service or two, then what you want to do is do what? You want to ask for referrals, because somebody that loves your service, if you go back to them and say, how's the security service? I say, I love it. It went off the other day, and you know, I just love it. I can see this, I can do that, the functionality of it. Do you know anybody else? Yeah, my sister came, she liked it too. She wants one. So you just got to call what? Your customers and tell them you need some referrals. And I'm sure you're going to hear some stories like that as these people pop up with this vast amount of customers. They're able to do these big things. So it's very, very important that we gather customers. We're a customer acquisition company. Our goal is to get 200 points. First, we can stop and get breath. We got to get 75 so we get paid on all 4 or 5 levels. I'm going to do 2 things. Today, I was going to take you through Tony Kupas's video. Now, I'll do that next week. It's 8 minutes, okay? And then we're going to talk about that because that's what we have to show people to help them to become an IBO. I want you to be able to do the presentation. I want you to be able to do it and show it to people. But listen, in the days of old, we used to send them a videotape. We used to send them cassettes and all kind of stuff so they can listen to it, drive to work with it. But we could never get it back because we couldn't find them. But now with the internet, we can actually send the video. We can actually do what else? We can have them on a Zoom call. How many of you have a Zoom account? How many of you can share? Yeah. How many of you have a Zoom account? How many have a paid Zoom account? The Zoom account is free, but you do not want to have Al Thomas on your Zoom account and you run out of minutes. You don't want to have Aaron Burke on your Zoom account. He's about to sign up and you run out of minutes. So for 15 bucks, you can have a Zoom account, not worry about running out of minutes. Okay, so get an account and learn Zoom. Jabri knows Zoom inside and out. There are people on this call, Sam knows Zoom is the best thing you can do. And we're going to show you that next week. So I'm going to show the video and I'm going to show you how you can do several presentations a day because you're not doing the presentation. Okay. So when Rick shows the presentation to me, and then I got 4 people for Rick to show the business to, Rick can show them the business presentation. He can start off and tell his story. That's very important, is tell his story. I'm so happy I found this, and you should be happy that Curtis asked you to come on, because we're going to talk about residual income, a company that knows how to pay residual income. Instead of you working 40 or 50 years for it, you can get that in a lot less time. What I'm going to do is show you the system, and then let Tony Coopers do his video. Okay. And so if we can do lots and lots of those, and then come back and have Al Thomas come back and help you close your guy, have a person that's your upline to help you close them, to help you close the person. You know, it's just some simple things. What did you like best about the video? What did you like best? I like the residual income. I like the products. I like the companies. Whatever they say, you're right. I like them too. And then ask them, have you signed up yet? Or are you doing that now? Have you signed up yet? Or are you doing that now? You assume they're going to sign up. I want you to come with a posture. Your posture is they will sign up. Okay? If they don't, they don't. But your posture is you're assuming that anybody that saw this must be ready to sign up. Okay? And that's the posture that we come to the party with. So I hope that makes sense to everybody. Jaree, I had another subject to talk about, but you got me, man. If those people could do that, then we can do that. And we only have a 0.5% of the market. There's tons of people out there passing you on the interstate that they just knew right now that you had a way to get residual income. They'll turn around. You don't know how many cars will turn around on the road, have wrecks to run you down, to stop you on the side of the road and say, what I got to do. They just don't know how to get residual income because nobody taught them. That's our job. That is our job. So we'll start next week. I got the 18th and the 25th. I'll show you one video next week. We'll finish with another video. And these are all ACN videos, okay? This is Tony Cooper's teaching what? The business presentation takes 8 minutes. You can do a lot of those because you don't have to talk. You just talk about what you learned, and I'm gonna show you this. And then number 2 is the compensation plan. If you don't know the comp plan, you won't work this business. If you understand the comp plan, you'll work this scoundrel. This scoundrel is a magic work of art. Every customer that you put in the system helps you to get more money on the customers that you already have. So if you got 10 customers in the system, you put another customer in, you got a higher percentage of the customers you already got. So let's say, I mean, isn't that crazy? You one more customer, you got a raise. Got me? The same customer that you just put in help you move closer to your next promotion. You need 600 points, you need 200 points. You put in 2. We had a young lady named Dorothy. She's with Corbett McCrae's group. And last week, she put in 5 Vivid customers, 5 Vivids. She put in 40 points. This week, she'll put in 5 Vivid customers. She'll have 80 points at the end of this week. Now, she's been in a little bit, but she went to a convention. Dorothy Borkin went to a convention. She saw something there. I don't know what it is, but she saw something. She came out cranking it out. I mean, and there's other people. Erlene Jones went to a convention and came back and went nuts with identity theft. So get your people to convention. There's a system that ACN has. We just got to learn the system, okay? And then we got to stop doing it our way and do it ACN's way. They've been around 30 years. You've been in 3 months, and you got a magic system all of a sudden. They've been around 30 years. You've been in 1 year, and you know more than Greg Provenzano. You got it down. You can show him a thing or two. So they got a system, and we can't do it without the conventions. That's the secret sauce, okay? Things happen. People make decisions at conventions, okay? So we're going to talk about all that. Our time is out right now. I was on the right road, but Jabri I mean, he just stuck his foot out there and tripped old boy up. So Jabri, it's all on you, man. It's on you. But thank you very much. It gave me a lot of leverage here. I mean, we got to get on to residual income. Al knows what it's about and is available for everybody on the call. This thing is so big that we got everybody, whatever we got on the call are SVPs. They just don't know it yet. We all can be SVPs, and we might have 1%, 2% of the market. Everybody on this call can be SVP, and we won't touch this thing. $100,000 is, yeah, if you had $100,000 of billables, that's 3 cars that just passed you. 3 cars at $30,000 a piece. 10 cars is 600, you know, so we got there's lots of work to do. So thank y'all very much. We're going to get back next week. I got a couple of things I want to show you that are ACN oriented that can get you going. Thank you, Jabri, for opening it up. You got me twisted up, but that's good. All right. So thank y'all very much. That takes us today. Thank you.